next to it. I'm so uncomfortable. These old people just walking by. Eyes forward, don't look at the neighbors. Well, listen, judges, we're not done. Please tell me I can put him in this child bed. Not only can we, but it's got the seal of approval. Uncomfortable for adults. Okay, let's just put this right in the center. Why is it so dark in the middle? Let's spruce it up. Let's see, what kind of lights am I looking for here? There we go. Lights, camera, sleepy time. I'm glad I can put these right over the toilet. Nothing makes your morning constitution more relaxing than a bunch of heavy lights over your head. Okay, I think we're done. Oh wait, he needs to eat. Let's just put this outside. Maybe it'll tempt the runners going by. Speaking of outside, let's also take our shower. Put that beautifully street side. Don't worry, neighbors, you'll thank me later. And you know what? Let's give him a hobby. Like painting. This just completes the ensemble of the new neighbor. Let's take a quick building break, see how things are going over here. You're doing a great job making friends. Here, let's do this the easy way. See that person way off in the distance? Go introduce yourself. And off he goes. And this is how you make friends, right? You run off from like a block away and start waving in their direction. Oh, am I gonna make another friend? Well, why don't you two come back to my place that I haven't even seen yet? Look at him just jauntily go inside. I have to assume as they're walking up, they're just like, oh boy, what is this? Hey everybody, come talk to me over on my child's bed. Well, this is a great start into our serial killer career. Them not looking at him, not talking to him. Oh, looks like one of them had the good sense to leave. Not this guy though, they seem to be having a nice heated argument. Yes, the old tense, funny conversation. That's comfortable for everybody. We're gonna make sure they can sort out their differences by removing the door. Really give them a nice, comfortable space to hash it all out. Yep. You know, I'm starting to think I've been doing conversing all wrong. I don't normally jump into impromptu sit-ups during a conversation, but I can see how that would work out. Well, looks like we made a friend. A friend who doesn't mind being trapped in a house with a dude sleeping with spotlights on him. Well, if this doesn't scream besties, I don't know what does. That or he's given up based on the face. Just kill him in his sleep. That's the only way out of this. Well, you two did it. You survived the night. How long can these two exist in here before they just completely kill each other? I mean, I'm impressed they made it this long. But you know, when you have the opportunity to get swole, it's really not that bad. Okay, I got an idea. Everyone's getting kind of hungry, so let's go ahead and put a door on this. Yes, that's perfect. And before he escapes, let's lock the door for everyone but me. And now it's time for breakfast of peas. This guy just sits on the child bed. Hang on, buddy, I'm coming right back. Just kidding. All these peas are for me. Yeah, get in there. Enjoy that delicious meal. Hey, do you want to offer some to your friend? Never mind. Well, let's bring him back something. Hey, you've already had your peas. That's for the guy over there. See, he needs them. See, you know, you're even thinking about him. Okay, go in there. Okay, now put the peas down. Stop eating them. There you go. Okay, now let's see if he can enjoy those peas on his own. Oh, is it nap time again? Maybe you'll be hungry later. Well, I know what we can do while we wait. Sir, are you concerned about what you're seeing? I know I would be. I'm telling you, dude, now is the time to run. Oh, hey, he's up. Sitting up. He doesn't want to seem to eat his peas. Why won't you let me feed you? Why do you suppose this guy's putting up with this? It's been days now and he's just stuck in here still. He clearly has a phone. You want to maybe use that?
Hey, thanks for the lurk. I'm just chilling. My late night chilling.
Fae Farm is a farming game in which you travel to a small island where magic is out of control and save the island by doing a lot of mining. For the most part, Fae Farm follows closely in the footsteps of Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley, but with some helpful streamlining. You can buy seeds to grow crops, buy animals to get produce, fish, catch bugs, and go into dungeons to mine and fight enemies, like in all these games. All your farming tools are contextual, meaning you can walk up to a rock or crop and automatically use your pickaxe or watering can by pressing the Interact button. On a controller, holding the Interact button will continue interacting with anything in front of you, and you can always swap between your 4 non-farming tools with the shoulder buttons. Animals can't get sick and don't have friendship levels, crops and produce don't have quality levels, and you don't have to upgrade your house to store food in a fridge. Just chuck it in the storehouse. Fae Farm simplifies farming, but it also gives it a pleasant rhythm. You have a jump button, meaning you don't have to walk around all the tiny obstacles in your path. All the shops stay open late, and the smooth interactions make it easy to fall into a farming routine.
I played a bunch of this on PC, but
upgrades.
I might buy it on PS5.
The world of Azoria is troubled by whirlpools,
It was fun.
fire,
I love these
and snow,
games.
and it's up
So
to you
chill.
to solve these by befriending the sprites responsible.
Hey, nice.
This involves
Yeah, I'm
going
on
down
the
mines,
West Coast. I'm
upgrading your
in
tools to mine
Victoria,
better
BC.
materials, and delivering specific items to fulfill quests.
That's cool.
Major
Fellow
story
Canadian,
moments
eh?
are presented in a storybook style, and the
Ha,
characters
ha,
are all
ha.
cute, but the story's relatively thin. The 3D character art and environments are pleasantly simple and cohesive, but the characters all make weird gasping and humming sounds that took me a while
Yeah,
to get used
just
to.
an
On
island
top
boy.
of this, most of the characters repeat the
damn it.
exact same dialogue, commenting on what's currently happening in the story, meaning they feel interchangeable. The romance candidates at least have unique dates, but aren't much better. The game has 4-player online co-op, but it works strangely. When you join another player's world, your character doesn't
Hey, I'm
come
doing
with
pretty
you.
well.
Instead, you
I
must
just
create
had
a new
a
character with nothing.
Nice
And
meeting
you
and
can
a little
draw
work
upon the same
session.
money and resources the host has to upgrade your
Yeah,
tools.
just
If
hanging
you
out.
play with the same people every time,
How are you?
this isn't a problem. But if you intend to play alone and with friends, you'll be making 2 or more characters with separate progression. For the first 10 or so hours of the game, I had an absolute blast, unlocking fun new abilities like a double jump. But soon enough, the abilities slowed down and it became monotonous. I ignored most side content and managed to finish the core story in 31 hours, and I was glad to be done despite mostly enjoying the game. There are also a number of small annoyances, like it being strangely difficult to interact with animals, or the game glitching in ways I'm hoping will be patched. And cosmetic upgrades cost tons of resources, meaning you'll have to grind to look cute, which is great if you want more playtime, I guess. Fae Farm is a pretty good farming game that won't change anyone's mind. If you find farming games monotonous, or your favourite part is the deep characters, you might be disappointed. But if you enjoy the satisfying loop
Hell
of
yeah.
farming,
Canadians
or have a
unite.
consistent co-op group you intend to play with, this game could be worth your time.
There's a lot of us.
Fae Farm releases September 8 on Nintendo Switch and PC for $59.99.
Already a hit on PC through early access, V-Rising emerges on PS5 as it enters version 1.0. This is an isometric action RPG not unlike Diablo, but instead of focusing on loot, this blood-sucking adventure emphasises crafting and building. It's an enjoyable blend of genres, but it's fair to say that the game struggles to show its true worth until you're hours and hours into a save. Hello there folks, it's Aaron here from Push Square with Robert's review of V-Rising, which just dropped on PS5, so let's see if it was worth the wait. Awakening in a dusty old crypt centuries after your kind was driven from
I
the
play a
lands
bit
of
of
men,
everything.
you're a vampire
I
who must once again establish
make
dominance
video games for a
over
living too, so
humanity.
I
This
just
means having to start
play
from the
pretty
bottom
much
of the
any
food
game
chain,
that comes out.
gradually regaining your
I'm playing
vampiric
Starfield
powers
lately.
as you
I might
construct your
pick up
very own
V-Rising.
castle and begin terrorizing the locals. But long before you can erect a
I don't know,
fortress
I've been
befitting
playing-
a vampire
I've been playing a
lord,
ton of stuff.
you've got to grind your way through a lot of
Lots and
menial
lots and
labour,
lots of game.
cutting down trees, smashing rocks, the usual busy work that we associate with survival crafting titles. Even an undead tyrant has to start somewhere, we suppose. But at least V-Rising gives you clear-cut goals to strive for. Early on, the game does a good job of easing you into its crafting system, pointing you towards specific
Yeah, I love video
resources
games.
and
What about
hammering
you?
home the basics. Once you've got
what's
a
your
base
cup of
up
tea
and
for
running in a
video
location
games?
of your choosing, the real V-Rising experience begins. The game takes place across a fairly large open world, and scattered across the map are over 50 bearers of V-Blood, a particularly potent type of red stuff that, when consumed, should unlock your vampiric potential. These bearers are essentially boss enemies, and ultimately, you're tasked with slaughtering every single one of them. However, you can't just go in charging across the map, laying waste to everyone and everything from the word go. Your
Oh, okay,
combat
cool, you
prowess
like your
is
shooters.
determined by the
Yeah, I play
weapons
some
and
COD and
armor that you
Fortnite.
have equipped, and so your progression is gated by how high a level your next opponent is. Fortunately, there's a handy V-Blood menu that lists all of the bosses and their respective strengths, so you always know what you're up against in terms of raw stats. In order to equip yourself with stronger gear, you need to get crafting. And in order to upgrade your crafting, you need to get building. And so, V-Rising's gameplay loop reveals itself. You explore, you gather resources, you build, you craft, you kill, and then the cycle repeats as you venture into increasingly dangerous territories. Besting bosses nets you skill points that you can use to learn spells from various schools of vampiric magic, and this is where character builds start coming into play. But early on, your options are rather limited, and combat can be quite samey as a result. Again, it takes some time for V-Rising to really open up in terms of gameplay potential, and less patient players might be turned off by those early hours, where it can feel like you're doing a lot of grinding for very little reward. But if you can embrace the grind, the game does blossom into a very addictive adventure. When you're operating from the candlelit halls of your very own castle and you're able to call upon devastating combat abilities, V-Rising is engrossing, especially if you're into the whole vampire aesthetic. The boss fights get more and more intense as well. There's some great encounter design here, and things can get devilishly tricky if you're not paying attention. Unique mechanics and movesets make most boss battles feel like an event, and that's impressive when there are over 50 of them to find. Combat as a whole is punchy and largely satisfying. On PS5, your ability bar gives you access to an all-important dodge and 2 cooldown based skills, as well as an
gentlemen,
ultimate
you were
attack that
my
unlocks later
400th
on.
follower,
Each move is
so
tied
thank
to
you.
a specific button, which
Celebrate.
is perfect, but the
Yay,
control
thank
scheme,
you.
which can't be fully customized at launch, does get a bit convoluted when additional weapon-based abilities are introduced. Suddenly, you're looking at slightly awkward button combinations for specific attacks, like holding L2 and pressing R1, with both of these inputs already having their own uses outside of battle. You'll obviously grow familiar with the controls as you spend more time playing, but even midway through the game we were still having to actively think about where our fingers were headed. To make matters even worse, actually aiming your ranged attacks feels finicky on a controller. You use the right stick to point your character in the direction of the target, but the sensitivity is unnecessarily twitchy, to the point where you can mistakenly spin your anti-hero off to one side. That's not ideal in the heat of a difficult skirmish. But these complaints aren't deal breakers in the grand scheme of things. It's abundantly clear that V-Rising was built as a PC release. And to be fair to developer Stunlock Studios, it has done well to get everything tied down on a controller. We're sure that post-launch updates will address many of these criticisms too. So you can play V-Rising online, by the way, either in co-op or competitively. The game's great as a solo experience, but teaming up with a friend or two brings an interesting dynamic, as you create something of a vampiric empire. Meanwhile, going against other players is intriguing for entirely different reasons. You have to start thinking about protecting your castle against invaders and potentially being ambushed as you go about your business. In truth, competitive play can quickly turn V-Rising into a back and forth slog, but it's a hardcore option for those who don't mind the inevitable chaos. Whether you're playing alone or online, the first thing you have to do is set up your server, and there are some welcome settings here to play with. For starters, you can customize the game's difficulty to an impressive degree, tweaking things like damage values. You can even make it so resource gathering is less of a chore by increasing item yield across the board. For what it's worth, we think the default values are fine, but we totally understand if you want to bypass the grind as much as possible. So V-Rising is a devilishly addictive action RPG, but only once you've worked through the game's fairly tedious first act. Getting your castle up and running takes time and patience, but if you can embrace the grind, you'll discover a dynamic open world that's full of interesting ideas and satisfying gameplay loops. Thank you everyone for tuning into our review of V-Rising. Let me know if you're picking this one up on PS5 now that it's finally here, down in the comments.
Imagine you jump into a survival game that has the mechanics of some of the best titles out right now. Think of the crafting and building of Valheim, the high-octane, twitchy, and skill-shot-oriented combat of Hades, and then add vampires. Okay, maybe with more hair. Too much hair. Less sparkly, way too much hissing. Okay, now we're on track. Let's sprinkle in some cell shading and make the eyes glow. Bam! That's V-Rising for you. You'll find yourself immersed in a survival game that blends elements of the action RPG genre and a refreshing approach to many of the otherwise tedious mechanics of the typical game of this ilk. Now, if this is your first time on my channel, the way I do things is by upfronting the knowledge in my videos. So with that being said, I've played almost every major survival game that as it has launched. Valheim, Enshrouded, Age of Conan, Conan Exiles, Rust, Minecraft, the list goes on. And of all those games, V-Rising is the only one that I've actually even progressed beyond the midpoint in the game. There's something about the engrossing tedium of creating your sprawling gothic castle while simultaneously being rewarded for compartmentalizing your crafting stations into their respective room. It's a game where the time just melts away. With a lovely PvP system and a progression-centric PvE system, you can get as sweaty or as casual as you want in this game. The biggest question that comes up, though, is this game soloable, or can you play it without people? And absolutely. I have over 100 hours in the game. The first 80 of those were entirely on my own private server. And I'll admit though, hosting my own server and sharing the space with friends is the true juice of the game. If I thought the game was amazing while playing solo, it has just become that much better joining or hosting a public server where there's enough adrenaline going out into the wild that your castle feels like a true safe haven. Or, maybe not. Maybe it's being raided by a siege golem as we speak. Who knows? In short, I think V-Rising is the best survival game of the genre, as it is both simple in its execution, but also nuanced and deep in how hard you want to dip into each of the systems. Whether playing solo or with friends, it's an easy time sink if you like gothic settings, ARPGs, vampires, or maybe you also work at Hot Topic and you're my ex, in which case you've ruined me, and I don't know if I miss you or your discount more. But if that's all you wanted to know, please feel free to just simply shut the video down and get back to, or get started in your new undead life in V-Rising. Before you head out, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if this video helped you, as those things do have a massive impact on my channel. Lastly, I will also be doing a giveaway of V-Rising around the same time that this video goes live. I'll be streaming from 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time until around 2 p.m., in which case I'll be giving away 2 copies of the game. So go ahead and check me out on Twitch. You can find me live on YouTube, whichever it
Hell
is.
yeah.
Let's get started here on my review for V-Rising. Your first steps in V-Rising are marred with glimpses of an HGTV special. Get ready to flip your gothic castle using the game's intuitive building system, and it's really easy to slide into building once you've stockpiled enough resources. And this really plays heavily into a feedback loop that the game creates. You need resources to create what you have in mind, but you need to progress to unlock either the ability to refine or craft said resources. So you find yourself constantly chasing a goal. This becomes addictive as you can go from a small shack with 4 walls to a sprawling metropolis of the night. And trust me, I'm not creative. I once failed.
Yeah, do you play Bear?
I
had it on
to myself than to
Steam.
each other. But maybe it's the way the game simply snaps all the pieces together as you're assembling them, or the third-person view. I just find it easy to conceptualize these badass castles every time I start a new character. What's worse is that I find myself thinking of new plots even while I'm working on my current one. The system behind this is linked to specific plots of land on the map that house the ruined castles of the bygone era where vampires reign supreme. And that's the lore for the game, and really the only narrative we have to follow. The world was once ruled by vampires. Humans rebelled against their vampire overlords, killing the majority of them. But you play a vampire in the midst of a grand resurgence, hence the name V-Rising. And once you've mapped out which location you want to build, you place a castle heart, and from there the game adds layer after layer for you to expand upon. First, it's simple palisade walls. Then it becomes Baroque floors, fancy wallpapers with choo-choo trains on them, teleporters, waygates. The list goes on and on. Now, with all this building and inevitable crafting does come the question of organization. One thing that always pissed me off in games like Valheim, especially when playing with friends, is that storage has to be labeled, and you have to roughly follow that labeling system even if you're in a rush. And I don't know about you, but some of my friends are basically sentient gerbils. And
Fae Farm is made in Vancouver. I have some friends that worked on it. I played
in
V-Rising, 10 hours
you can
or so.
build specialized storage themed around the
I think I'm going to get V-Rising on PS5.
ingredient. This is easily stored and recalled using hotkeys to just open, dump, and leave. Further, each crafting location is appended to the same groupings for the resource. So, rather than creating a forge in theory, you created an actual effect with all the crafting, refinement, and storage that is centered around the forge category in the game. By putting it in its...
I think it was like 5 or 6 hours. Let me see. I think I played online with some friends too. V-Rising. Oh, Oni? Where did you see Oni? Was that in the store? Like the original Oni? Yeah, I've played Don't Starve yet. So I played 13 hours on PC. Oxygen Not Included is a fantastic game. I have a lot of games. My account's worth like 20 grand or something. Yeah, Clay's another studio in Vancouver. I have friends over there. My old studio used to be right across the street from them. So I know them very well. Oh yeah. Well, actually, there's a website. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's fucking hilarious. Steam calculator. So you go here, you type in your names. I'll just do Felixer. And this is today's prices. So that comes up $11,618. But yeah, the actual value is about $2,500. So I could sell this for probably $3,000. Yeah. I like this. Get disappointed in your life. It shows how many games and stuff. I've only played 40% of the games I bought. That's horrible. Yeah, that's over 15 years. It's crazy.
Enclosed room, and with matching floor type, you cut down on crafting time as well as costs. It's an awesome system that makes me want to organize and create rooms with the categories.
Okay, I'm gonna buy it. Let's put on some lo-fi. We'll pull up the PS5 real quick. Get it downloading. Fuck Fae Farm. There's nothing in my cart. Yeah, it's only this one that's on sale. Five minutes? What? Oh. Okay. Hopefully it's nothing on my end. I am streaming to Kick and YouTube now too. My YouTube live is up. Good times. This one's actually here. I'll send the link. Yeah, so there's two. You can see the YouTube link just there on my screen, and then this one. So it's always best to have a live channel too. So that's just the live one on YouTube, and then just Felixer is the other one. But yeah, I'm trying to do a push and grow some shit. I got some stuff I want to be building out and working on stuff. So. Gotta lay some foundation and framework. Okay, we'll get this. I do want to replay this, and I don't want to play it on PC. Oh, it's small. Oh, okay, it's gonna be done in like seconds. Nice. Damn. Phone's going wild. Alright, let's go.
This was ours. We ruled this land. We owned the night. But man rose up against us. We were overthrown. For centuries, hidden away in darkness. Tortured by thirst. Choking down dust. Starving. A Until now, our hunt begins again.
Yet another accomplishment. Recognize my power. Recognize my power. Achievement for sure. I am missing key ingredients. achievement for sure. Yet another accomplishment.
Yo, that's still a lot of money when you come to think about it on video games. It's crazy. I mean, I look around, fuck, over the years, we're in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, it's nuts. Like, but I also do this for my job, so I don't know. I look at it as an investment sometimes too, you know. It is what it is. That's cool. It's cool. You can look it up.
achievement for sure. I must gather blood to feed my castle heart. Recognize my power. An achievement for sure. accomplishment. I'm not making it dead. This will not work.
Yeah, the addiction loop's starting to come back. I remember playing this game quite a bit. It's a good one. It's fun.
A pleasing slumber.
Yo. Grave Mortem. Welcome in, buddy. Welcome in, dude. How it goes? Been a while, dude. Got some B Rising going. What were you playing? Let's do an old shouty here. Let's see what we get. They were playing Gotham Knights.
No!
Oh, hey, that's not great.
Burning with fire!
Co-op style's nice. Hi, Hells. Hi. Hi, Hells. Oh, I'm blocked. My love is trying to shine through. I know. Let's crash. I know. That's awesome. Yo, what's up, guys? Thanks for the raid, dude. That's crazy. You're a late night streamer. It's always nice to see the fellow late night streamers playing some V Rising. I bought it on PS5 again for some reason because I wanted to. But yeah, it's a gooder. I'm trying to work my way through all the trophies. Good times. I put a while of this into this on PC, but never really finished it. So yeah, fuck yeah. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah. Why do I? Yo, do you want to buy something? Yo, I got some Warhammer. Yo, I got some wet wipes. Wet wipes are probably, those are like the most valuable things. Gotta have the wet wipes. Yeah, we got all sorts of stuff. We'll send this to you, Krim. Little Disney pack here. Oh, we're losing stuff. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna move that shelf eventually here. Oh yeah, were you? Oh, okay. There's actually some really cool stuff back here. Been meaning to open that. This is cool. It's like these epic mini battlers. Look at that. It's like got all this cool stuff and like. Anyway, the epic tactic line is pretty cool. Or the epic minis, I think is what it's called. But yeah, fuck yeah. Alright, let's get back to some V Rising. Actually, real quick, let's show something off. Let's see if we can do this real quick. Some little fire. Oh, not that. That's my Steam library. Oh, can we go to itch? Oh, were you? Yeah, dude. There's like 50 bosses, man. It's so crazy. Yeah, I remember old Squan Dog there playing it quite a bit. Yeah, shameless plug, Beetle Ball. This is a game that I did for a game jam with some friends a while back, and we are actually going to continue working on it. So it's like a ridiculous rip-off of Rocket League, but you're a beetle and you're rolling around a big ball of shit. So shameless plug, keep your eye out for Beetle Ball. Yeah, back to V Rising. Yeah, dude, it's actually pretty cool. I was just playing and working on it a bit tonight. Had it all open. But yeah, we're gonna do a little push on it. It's actually a really fun little game. And I feel like I can start talking about it. There's a Discord for it too, actually. Because, you know, who doesn't need another fucking Discord? Yeah, if you want to follow along with dev updates and stuff, you can join that. Fuck yeah. Gotta make those games, baby. And we are also live on Kick and YouTube right now as well. And yeah, you can see a bunch of links. There's a Felixer Live channel on YouTube as well.
No, this cannot be the end.
I guess I wasn't supposed to fight that thing. Okay. Oh, did you? Yeah. No, I figure, I even had Instagram going, too. I got the vertical feed or whatever, I'd probably show it. Yeah, this fucker. So it's like, you can just output the same signal to Instagram and TikTok. It's pretty cool. There's all sorts of cool stuff you can do. Just do the, there's one thing that you need for all of this. Stream up. Stream up. Something. Plugin. Installer. Here, let me post it. Tell you, I installed this last week. And it just manages everything, dude. And it just gives you, like, just click the recommended plugins. And then it gives you all your ATEM stuff or whatever. And that's, what's his name? Harris Keller or whatever, the YouTube guy. Anyway, all these big companies and stuff, they're just, everybody's trying to fucking help streamers. So all this shit's free. It's easy to get, easy to uninstall now. It's amazing how easy this stuff is actually getting. Really cool. I remember years ago, it was not this easy. Like, it was a workaround for everything. Yeah, check it out. It's super straightforward. So do I actually drop loot? I guess I do, eh?
This isn't working.
Yo, thanks again, Grave. Good night. All the best. All the best to you, dude. Thanks again for the raid. And yeah, we'll talk soon. If you ever see us hanging out in Discord, feel free to join. Peace, bro.
I am awake once more. Blood sustains me. I rise. Recognize my power. This isn't working.
Okay. I'm gonna root out. I'm gonna go over to a really cool streamer named Shroom. I don't think he's just wrapping up, is he? No, but we'll wait for ads here.
Message is going to be don't be gross. As a
Goodbye.